The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody. He's a macho. Savage, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout Radio Land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the Ugandan Giant come on. And that's my story.
Using mere words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is like using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Lunaver Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal, one half of the World Famous Take in the Road Warriors. What you to do? If you know it's good for you, listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch, because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
It is times like these that the world needs heroes and entertainment, and with that I give you the greatest live talk show known to mankind. With inflation being at its highest points, we need someone to show us the ways of good taking on evil, and someone who has the heart of Snow White and the strength of Thor. He, along with his sidekicks Trash's maid, also known as Trish, Trash's babe, known as Ashley, and Trash's roadie known as Cirillo. They will fight crime and make the world right once again. Please welcome me in a round of applause for the vital idol Class C Mike Trash. You may all be seated. Thank you.
Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. It's the best night of the weekend. We're here again. And I'm here after this crazy weekend I had. That's really odd. I'm looking here, and that's not what's on the screen. Why are we behind?
You know there's always been a delay.
Just making sure that this is live. Okay, that's live. Why are we, Oh, I see what the problem is.
You messed up again?
Yeah, I did.
You're going to lose zeros.
Let me try this again. Let's try it again. That's kind of odd. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to switch. I see what happened. Okay, now I get it. Okay, now we're supposed to put the other background in. That could be it. Well, that was stupid. All right. Well, we could do it again. Here's what we'll do.
Are you still
hold on.
Travel lag or
yeah,
something?
That's it. Well, believe me, that's true. Okay, let's see. I guess I can do it again. Here we go. Now we can do it again, and we can do it with feeling this time. because I forgot to switch the one screen. So all they got to see was the color bars. That's kind of funny how that... All right, this is take 2 of the... I was trying to figure out why it wasn't looking right. So we don't have to do this, but I just kind of wanted to make sure everything was working. Yeah, I was testing it. Yeah, and it didn't work, so now we're doing it right. So now we can do it again, and this time... There we go. There it works. It's funny how that works.
Elvin, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com.
That's cool. I like it when it works.
Wrestling fans.
It's funny, that sounds like the thing we were just listening to, but we actually have visuals now. It's weird because it's looking really yucky for some reason. It's not looking as crisp as it usually does. There we go. Now we got the right things showing up. There's a good-looking guy right there.
Ken?
Why, was I on there?
No, Ken was.
Radio show from 7 to whenever we get done.
This time we got commentary with this.
I gotta stop this. One thing that I think is funny in this scene here. Do I look like I have makeup on? I look like a raccoon or an Alice Cooper look-alike, because I just kind of think it's funny, because like every time I look at this, I think something's wrong with my eyes here. But I have sunglasses on, but it looks like I have dark eyes, like I'm wearing makeup or something on there.
Somebody punched you.
Somebody did that's happened before too. I've had a few times when that's happened. We should critique this time, since we're here. Let's critique it a little bit. There's a good-looking guy. That guy there. This guy here. Well, nope. That guy. Oh, the
Ken,
guy.
yeah.
Oh shoot! I can't get it up here. There. Oh, I mean, I can't. You know, I can get it up as many times as I need to, whether or not you want to admit it. So, hi, Jesse Joe. I'm not mad at you. I just want to make that clear.
I'm glad you made that clear now.
In case somebody's asking. Now look at this. Watch this. This is my favorite scene of the whole thing, where I didn't hit him. The belt hit him. I didn't hit him.
Yeah, but
I was just holding the belt. I was holding the belt.
You hit Chill.
And I went down as hard as he did. And this was one of my favorite pictures of all time.
Was that in the script that you would fall to? Or
What script? There's no script.
You just happened to stumble.
What are you talking about? What do you know?
Happened to stumble
SLG and CJ O'Doyle.
You just happened to stumble and fall. Okay.
Possession's 9/10 of the law. Remember that. That's important.
Yeah, that's where you got the whole town of New Jersey, or the whole state of New Jersey mad at us.
I thought we were going to die that night, so I'm glad. I'm lucky that we're still alive, because I really thought there was going to be a riot, and I thought we were going to die.
Yeah.
So, and I deserved it, but you know that's the way it is. By the way, that dog barking is not my dog. That is Luna Vachon's dog. And this is a clean-cut guy. You'd buy a car from this guy, wouldn't you?
No. He actually looks like a shyster.
I was going to say I'd be afraid to buy it, Yeah, I'd definitely be afraid.
You shouldn't be afraid. Never be afraid. So, and then anyway, okay, so we'll keep going here.
Now I'm fine.
And I was helping this poor girl who was choking.
Really?
And I got her.
Gabby doesn't choke like that.
Oh yeah, they do. She was gabbing too much and she choked on her gum. I didn't even remember who it was.
Gabby Gilbert.
Notice how my hand is placed strategically on her back so I could pat it on the back,
That's why you look like a dog lifting your leg to go to the bathroom.
I saved her. Well, I did. I jumped into action because I noticed she was choking and I had to help her as quick as possible so she didn't suffer brain damage. And that was made by our friend.
Come on, you know this. Come on,
this is a test for you.
Hey, you're the assistant. You're supposed to help.
Just because I know.
This is a test for you.
Did Jen do that?
You failed. He has a wheelchair, or had a wheelchair.
Oh,
he doesn't
MOW.
anymore.
We don't
No,
talk to him anymore.
not MOW.
Maniac on Wheels.
No,
No.
the other one, who died in New York.
Glenn
Post.
Oh,
He
I didn't
made
know
that
Glenn
for me.
made that one.
Yes, he made that for me. Huh. So you don't know. You're not a Mike Trash aficionado like you used to think.
I got told I was obsessed, so I've had to cut that way back.
What? Cut your memory way back?
I'd like to know who told her that, though, Mike.
I don't know. But
A lot of people told me I was obsessed.
I was going to say, because it sure wasn't me.
No, it was. It was
you.
everybody. It was everybody.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is
And this was my starring role in
I was
Agency.
there for that one.
I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash.
And Ivan Koloff was so cool. I was so happy when he came on the show, and it was funny. I don't know if I probably told this story a bunch of times, but he called me one time right before he was supposed to come on the show the first time, and do you know the story?
A little bit.
Do you know this story?
Of what?
Ivan Koloff. Right
maybe?
before, okay, he was supposed to come on the show on that Tuesday, and at Sunday he calls me and says I'm not going to be able to come on the show. I said, why? He said, my wife said I can't come on the show. I said, what? You're Ivan Koloff. You're the Russian bear. You're the guy that scared me when I was a little kid. Your wife tells you what to do? And I said, well, why? Because it's called Trash Talking Radio, and I'm not allowed to trash talk anyone. I said, well, that's not what it is. It's Trash Talking Radio after Mike Trash. And he goes, hold on a sec. And I heard this mumbling in the background. He goes, okay, I'll be on. So it was just funny thinking that that there was somebody that Ivan Koloff was afraid of. Anyway.
With the trash, 7 to 10.
And these are my two brothers. Right here.
Two brothers from different mothers.
Yeah, notice he's the short one. He was the run of the litter, and he's the older one. He's the asshole. But Sheikh Zabala, and I don't know what his name was. I think it was Pogo P was his name, and
I thought that was El Miguel Trasho or something like that.
That would translate to me. What are you talking about? I'm not them. Look at that. Look, I'm obviously bigger than he is. He's a little runt. And my other brother was taller than me, so he was like 6'4".
Jesse Joe says, hi, Big Mike.
Hi, Jesse Joe. I was going to try to say something smart, but I couldn't think of anything. I'm sorry. My brain's a little fried. You'll find out a little while later. Anyway.
That long 12-hour trip.
See, there's
16
hour.
16 hour, okay.
Yeah. I put a little clip of him on there. And of course, that's me in my glory.
Jen, I know, did that one.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. That was a guy who, the Animal was kind of like a big disappointment in meeting him. Because he was doing an event that was for a fundraiser, and he was a real diva. He had to be picked up, and he got paid a ton of money, and a ton of money. And he was a real he wouldn't like do anything in the ring, and he wouldn't, he was a real diva about that. I was kind of disappointed by him because he was one of those guys I liked a lot.
I have to make an announcement about me in 2 weeks.
What?
I may not be here.
That's okay.
I don't want everybody being sad. I don't want everybody being sad.
Anyway, we don't need to watch all this. I just kind of thought it was funny that... Anyway, so... How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're all doing well.
Can't believe it's August already.
Yeah, it is August. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the second?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So, well, I'm going to go and do the first...
my brother's birthday.
I'm going to do the first topic, and then I'll give you a chance to vote on what we do next. I know I'm blowing this off on you at the last second, so So I'm going to take a chat room vote and a in-studio vote of what we're going to do. Here's the picture of the day, and
oh, there's Cheyenne.
yeah, she's gone. That was her screen test. So
She passed.
she did, of course. Really? You would ask that?
Well, I wanted to know if she was a good enough actor as you
Good.
are.
She's better than I am by far. Okay, so we got. Let's do the RIPs, then I'll take the vote that I'm going to take.
Oh boy.
Now we had a bunch of RIPs. I'm not going to go over all of them because we have 1, 2, 3, 4,
6 of them. 6 of them.
5, 6, 7. I got 7 of them this week.
Hey, you told us to do our homework, so we did it.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and I only want to do 1, 2. I think there were only 2.
Only do the really important ones.
The real, and I'll say who the other ones are, but I'm only gonna. Let's do the ones I'm not gonna go over in detail.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, out of the 7, nobody scored any points.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I know.
looked.
How sad is that, though?
I looked. I checked and.
I know. Can we?
All
can
of
we
us,
do
all
this?
of us are all losers.
Can we do
So
this?
put yours
Yeah.
up. Come on, put yours up.
Let's
Come on,
go.
get
Come
it
on.
up.
Let's go.
Okay, we're all losers.
That's right. You know.
We cannot score. Somebody's going to have to do something about this. We can't keep not scoring. We got it. We need a score. At least one score. One score. That's all. That's all we need to have a winner. Much like the lottery.
Let's not go there.
All right, so I'm going to name off a bunch of people that have died. If you want to know more about that, too bad, because we really, I don't even know a lot of these people. But I am going to talk about 2 of them that did die that did mean something, at least to me. So, first one, Burt Metcalf. I kind of heard of him, but he's not anybody that I'm really.
Well, he produced MASH for the longest time.
And that was a big deal. So I kind of want to just say his name because it was a big deal, but he's not anybody that you know. I guess I could put these in our.
Maybe I should go on looking at Alden Alden actually.
Alden Alda is getting up there because he's got to be around 90.
I picked him, changed my vote. What the heck? Holy cow!
Well, you can make that you can make that change if you go to the board with the thing, and we all get to choose before you. So chances are you won't get it anyway because you just said why you would do it.
I know.
If you don't tell us, you have a chance. But if you tell us,
or you do what I do and save them till next year.
If they're alive,
yeah, that's the chance.
That's the chance you take. Yes. So that's
the way we're going. We're missing everybody.
It's not like it matters. We're a loser. If someone told me that so and so was going to die, I'd pick somebody else because I'm stupid. But unfortunately, we're not doing so well. The one year we had when you and I were doing it, we were neck and neck, and they were like 4 and 4 or something like that for the longest time. And now we can't seem to pick them. They could be on their deathbed, and we would still not pick them because principle.
Sorry, Betty White's not coming back for you.
I know it was. That was my.
That was your glory.
I still think you cheated.
That was my swan
You
song.
cheated.
I'm not going to say anything about who or how or whatever.
You cheated.
All I know is that she's no longer with us. So
I call it rigged.
Okay, this person I don't know who he is, but he's died really young. Derek Gray, college basketball star. That's sad. That's always sad when you lose someone that young. And I don't know anything about him, but.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but when I saw the age, that's why I said something. I was like, "That's crazy."
Did you even read the article? I mean, what did he die from?
I honestly forget.
Let's hope it wasn't suicide.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Give me a second, though.
Yeah, look it up while I'm putting this in, and we'll get that going. Because that's really so sad when you lose someone that young. That just is weird. Okay, there we go. There's that one. Wait, did I? No.
Well, no one.
That didn't work anyway.
We had last week.
I'll talk about that too.
The cause of death has not been announced.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I could have done it this way. Dummy. That's why. Okay, that's why. So it should be in here now. It should be there. I should have supposedly done it there. Well, Okay.
Must be that jet lag.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but he wasn't on a jet.
I know. Must be that.
Oh, you're talking about my jet lag. Oh, no, it's Tesla lag.
Tesla
I was just going to say it must be the Tesla lag.
The next one, Pat Carroll, stage actress,
You
TV.
don't know who she was?
I have no idea. Should I? Should I know her?
Oh, yeah.
Why should I know her?
Because she's a very funny woman.
Laverne and Shirley. She was on
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley. What'd she look like as a...
Holy cow! I didn't know that she died. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the
Pat
landlord. The
Carroll.
landlord.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have...
I believe that was the landlord.
It was one of them.
Well, that went out with Laverne's.
says voice of...
No, that's not who you're thinking of.
Says voice of Ursula in Disney's Little Mermaid. That's sad.
I guess I'm
now
the
they
one
have
that was
no,
stupid because I think one is one of the ones I sent too.
Was it?
I think it may be.
I actually put your names on all of them so I can give you credit if we do those. I forgot to put it on these. I think you're right though. I think this one was one of yours.
Yeah.
Pat Carroll was mine.
Pat Carroll was yours? Okay.
Yes.
Well, excuse me.
She was Mrs. Wilhelmina Feeney on Laverne and Shirley.
Okay. Well, you showed me.
Wilhelmina Feeney.
Wilhelmina Feeney was Shirley's mother.
Oh, okay.
And the thing of it is, how many times did we see her on the show?
A few.
A few.
He had a blockage. The Derek Gray had a blockage to his heart.
Aw.
Well, that's sad.
He died at a basketball
at
camp.
20. Oh man, that's just crazy. I wouldn't expect to see that at a 20-year-old to have that kind of, especially being an athlete, that you would never expect that. So it's just really sad. Oh.
He died at a campus basketball camp hosting over 100 kids between the ages of 10 to 17.
So that will teach you not to be an athlete. So, all right. So that's that.
So says Mike Trash. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
So let's see, minus zeros for him.
Sorry.
Let's see how many. That's 10 zeros off for him.
Okay.
And I'll give you each 5 zeros extra.
Okay.
I'll distribute the 10
How come
for
I
him.
keep on losing zeros?
Because you say stupid things. Legendary NBA star Bill Russell has died.
Another basketball.
Yeah, another one. So you shouldn't play basketball. There we go. That's it. It's basketball. I knew it was he was 88 though. He lived a little longer. A little longer. If you add their two ages together and divide by 2, it's sad for both of them. But not as sad as 20.
That's true.
I think my scrolling is not working up on my chat room because I'm not getting a bunch of these messages. What's going on here?
The last message I got was, how many zeros do I have? Is Jesse Joe.
You have 0.
No, I gave her some of mine.
Well, I think she spent them.
I can't afford to give her any
if
mine.
If she doesn't know how many zeros she has, she must have 0.
Yeah, you keep.
I can't afford any of mine. I keep on losing them.
Hey, you're going to be paying me soon.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Take it.
It's
I'll take it. I'll be glad to.
I'll have to take the day off one of these days.
Yeah. When you're here, you take the day off.
Well, I know.
How's that going to be any different?
Right.
All right. Now, let me see. Where were we? Okay, so the last, what'd I say? What's his name? Oh, Boston Celtics, big star, man. He won 11 championships and 5 league MVPs.
Well, when you're tall like that, of course you have to play basketball. It's a given.
The thing is, most of the other guys really, wait a minute, I'm about to hit a joke, so don't laugh too loud. Most of the other guys had to look up to him.
Yeah. Jessie Joe said you were very funny. She could stop.
That's what I was oohing about.
What was she being nasty to me? She being mean to me again?
She has 0.
Now she has minus 5 zeros because she said that. Because I think she said it as to be mean. I don't say mean things.
She's gonna ask you if she's mad at you.
Yeah, you mad at me? Thank you. That was a good one. I wish I would have thought of that myself. I had to tag you in there because I missed it. Here's another one that I I know of, but I didn't know. Doctor Who Wobble star Bernard Cribbins dies at 93. Holy
well, I thought
cow!
because of the Doctor Who that you.
Yeah, because you had a doctor. Oh.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
that's somebody I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I'd never really,
Doctor Who,
you know,
that's why I thought maybe.
but I'd never watched Doctor Who because that's a British. I mean, I like British comedies, but that was a British.
Right.
I mean,
she said she is mad at you.
She is mad at me. All right, all right. Thank you.
She's not mad at me.
Yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yet, that's right.
Very fun. I could stop watching. Oh, wow, that's pretty mean. I would never do anything mean to her like that. I'm sad. I want to cry now.
Get over it.
Okay. Then, actually, this one makes me sad. This one really does make me sad. And I saw this on the way back from where I went this weekend.
That one hurt.
Yeah.
Nichelle Nichols, Uhura.
Actually, you got double tagged in that because
I did.
That, but I didn't realize she did it. I was like, boop.
Triple tagged. I don't know. You didn't send it, but I saw it myself on the way.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like Monday. I saw it Monday.
No, I just saw the two basketball players.
She was 89.
Yeah.
But I loved her. I remember watching her on Star Trek, and I was madly in love with her. She was so cool, and so that show was groundbreaking. I mean, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
That, I mean, we wouldn't have cell phones if it weren't for that. We wouldn't have digital displays if it weren't for that show. I'm still waiting for the phaser I can buy to put in my car, but what she makes. How'd you know I was wearing? How'd you know I was wearing shorts? Or no pants at all? You can't tell. You can't. It's not on.
My what I'm waiting for is how they jet lag to another place. I want to know when I can.
That would be really awesome.
You know, like go. Brrr, I'm at work. Brrr, I'm back home. But maybe I can always say.
Well, you can go. You don't have to need a. You don't need a device to do that.
I know. So, but it doesn't work though. It doesn't instantly mess.
There she is.
Yeah. And she, believe it or not, she still looked good for her age.
Oh, definitely.
Did you watch Deadpool 1 or 2?
No.
Yes.
She was in both of those.
Yes.
That was funny. So that's the first thing I thought of was Deadpool. But she was a gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
So who does that leave left out of Star Trek?
William Shatner.
Is he the only one?
he's
believe it or
really
not, I was watching
well, Sulu is still around. Isn't he?
I believe
so.
Sulu.
Yeah, Sulu was still. He's still. George Takei is still acting. So.
Yeah, the Oriental guy is still around, isn't he?
Yeah, that's Sulu.
George Takei.
That's George Takei.
Yeah.
He's still acting. He was in a series a couple years ago.
Well, he does that commercial for the eye drops.
I don't know.
No, not him. That's Dr. Ken. That's somebody different.
Oh, I know Dr. Ken. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He was in what was the name of that show where they went out to Vegas?
I Can See Your Voice.
Dr. Ken.
Dr. Ken. He had his own TV show, but he also was in No.
The Masked Singer. He was in that.
Well, no, I'm talking about a movie. They had part 1, part 2, and part 3. It was, and they every time the but every time these 4 guys get together, they're best friends, and they go places like for weddings and stuff, and they end up getting in real trouble.
Crashers.
No, it was what was the name of that show?
I'm looking.
And the minute you'll say it, it's gonna ding me because I'm gonna say, oh yeah, that's right.
He was never in. Oh wow.
Hangover 1, 2, and 3. He was in that, and that was an awesome show. Anyway, Nichelle Nichols, she portrayed the communications officer Uhura on the original Star Trek series. She died Saturday night in New Mexico. She was 89. She shared. She did did the first interracial kiss on
That's
film.
what I was about to say with Kurt.
Yep. And
they showed that in.
Star Trek was considered a flop. It only did 3. I think it was only did 3 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. And when they took it off the air, fans were so upset that they had a write-in campaign, and it was put back on the air. And or maybe it was only 1 season that they did. I don't know. It was something like that. They had but it had kept in reruns for forever. So, and the sad part is that they didn't make residuals back then. Like when it was in reruns and stuff, they didn't make any kind of residuals back then. So they made no. Every time it played for that's 40, 50. What was it? 50, 60 years. They didn't get residuals that they should have gotten, because nowadays you would get residuals for your show. Let's see here. It says. Let's see what else we got here. Continue reading. There she is. Now, she was a gorgeous woman.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous. And she, of course, she wore that really... The way all officers should wear, female officers, should wear those kind of outfits, those kind of uniforms. I remember it was a little... Well, you don't want to know that. Anyway.
On to the next story.
Yeah, let's go on to the next story, because... yeah, okay.
Earth to Michael. Earth to Michael.
91, Nichols became the first African-American woman to have her handprints immortalized at the TLC Chinese Theater. Yeah. Ceremony also included the whole other members of the Star Trek cast. She was born Grace Nichols. Where did you come up with Nichelle?
Nichelle.
Yeah, I know. I said Nichelle.
Oh, it sounds like...
How did they say Nichelle? Or how did they say? Where do you get Nichelle from? I wonder why that began. She started she was in show business at 16, and singing with Duke Ellington in a ballet she created for one of his compositions. Later, she sang with his band. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Nichols also appeared in the role of Carmen for the Chicago Stock Company production of Carmen Jones, and performed in the New York production of Porgy and Bess, making her debut in an uncredited role as a dancer in the adaptation of that work.
Okay, you want to know where she got Nichelle?
Please tell me.
She didn't like her name, her given name.
Okay.
So she asked her parents for a new one. They offered Nichelle, which they said meant victorious maiden.
Oh, neat.
Which is part from Nike and the suffix ELLE.
Okay, that's cool.
So at least now we know Trish can do her job.
She has a lot of experience, let me tell you.
You want fired?
Oh, I think she's going to petition the board.
Or can do that.
Petition a board. Bang him over the head with it. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
What?
What? What are you wanting?
She was in Playboy magazine?
Oh, yeah, I need a copy of that. I mean, just to verify it. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
In a thinly veiled satire of Playboy magazine.
Okay. You'll confirm my verification.
I'll confirm his verification. That's
not
correct.
In my house, you won't.
Well, you can do it here.
Who
outside.
said it had to be in your house? And again, we go for your house, even though I pay half the mortgage.
Ooh, okay. Enough of that. Anyway, she had small roles in Made in Paris and Mr. Budwing and Sandra Dee Vehicle Doctor You've Got to Be Kidding before she was cast in Star Trek. Then, during the early 60s, before Star Trek, had an affair with Gene Roddenberry that lasted several years. Aha, now we know how she got her. She's not below that.
I just want to know, when she needs money, it's our house. And when it's something like that, it's her house.
In 1967, Nichols was featured as the cover of an Ebony magazine, which published two feature articles on her within 5 years. She also was in the I don't know how to pronounce that, blaxploitation film Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes. She appeared in a supporting role in a 1983 adaptation of Antony and Cleopatra, and she was featured in Star Trek co-star Walter Koenig. Walter Koenig, I don't know if he died. Did he die?
Let me see.
That's a guy I haven't heard his name in forever.
It's funny how Jessie Joe sticks up for you.
I know she does.
And yet, she's mad at me.
And she's mad at you.
She's going to get off and get to bed. In that order.
No. He's still alive.
He is still alive. Okay, well that makes two of the features. Wow, he hit the wall though. No, I guess he looks good considering he's got to be in his 90s.
He's 85.
85. Okay.
What character did he play?
Chekhov.
Chekhov.
So.
Chekhov.
She was did voice work in Gargoyles and Spider-Man, and she also voiced herself in Futurama. The actress played mother of Cuba. Oh yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s lead actor in 2002's Snow Dogs, and Miss Mabel in 2005 Ice Cube comedy Are We There Yet?
Are we there yet? Oh.
Let's see here. She suffered a stroke in 2015 and was diagnosed with dementia in 2018. That's a shame. She was married and divorced twice, and her son.
Mike, we're not battling between Jessie Joe because she's mad at me too.
Well, she's just mad at Mike's in general.
That's right. You're mad at Mike.
I think
this is the quickest booth you've gotten to be mad at. It's who gets it first.
I know.
So I should probably write her an email tomorrow saying, "Are you mad at me?"
I think Needs, I tell you.
All right, the other one is the one that we almost did last week.
Yes,
and
we're doing it this week.
And the guy decided to die on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. And this is kind of sad that this one. Yeah. I mean, I was a kid when I used to watch all these Leave It to Beavers. We lost Tony Dow, and.
Finally,
finally.
No.
What in the world? What, you have money on this one? What?
No.
He's not on the list.
I know, but see, you know, the leak first, and then they took it back, and then it's like, okay.
He was like, I don't want to go yet, and then he says, well, Wednesday sounds like a nice day, so the heck with it, I'll go on
he didn't want to do it on a Tuesday.
If we would have with the Mike Trash Show, that's right.
He was only 5'8". I was surprised, because that means... Because he was taller than Beaver.
Yeah.
So how short was Beaver?
He was older than Beaver too. He's the older brother.
I understand that, but how tall was the Beaver? That's what I'm saying. Because if he's 5'8" and the Beaver was shorter, here we are talking. I never thought I'd see it.
I'm going to say probably about 5'5". I'm going to guess.
I never thought I'd be talking about the Beaver. At least that kind of beaver.
That's all right. As you come up to your house or come up, in the center, the city.
He's still alive.
It still says lost cat. So I said to Trish, somebody, female lost her pussy.
Yeah.
So it's been a while now since she lost her pussy. She can't find it.
He's that short that we can't even tell how tall he was. Type in, how tall is Jerry Mathers? That's the best way we can do it.
And Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
5'7". Okay, he is taller than him, but not by much. I thought he was taller. As a kid, he probably was taller than him, a lot taller than him. So anyway,
and now Jerry Mathers is the only original cast member from that show that's still alive.
That's really funny. I wouldn't have guessed that. Well, I guess that. Yeah. Well, what's the evil one has died a long time ago.
It just said on that Wikipedia that he was the last one. Since Tony, it was.
I can think of one other person that I don't know. They're probably
still alive.
It's probably
I thought so.
He made an announcement that he was crushed on the way on my way to where I went. So I remember reading that on the way down. Had a lot of time to read.
Yeah, it says with the death of Tony Dow in 2022, Mathers became the last living main cast member of Leave It to
main
Beaver.
Cast member. Because I was thinking the one guy on there was the guy that played.
Hugh Beaumont?
No, I'm thinking he was like the father of one of them.
I was going to say Hugh Beaumont. I thought was the father.
Yeah. Oh no, the guy I'm thinking of. Oh. I can't think of his name. He was the Transparent. He was the lead in Transparent. He was on that show regularly. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's in trouble. So
is that?
I can't think of his name.
Now wait a minute. I know who you're talking about.
But that guy was, he didn't have a major role, but He did in that movie, or in that TV show.
What? Why doesn't this?
TV show. Just put in TV show Transparent.
Well, that's the one I clicked on.
The one you're talking about that is no longer is Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, I remembered he died a couple years ago.
Right, Eddie Haskell was the one you're talking about.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about now.
No. I'm talking about, you said the bully.
Yeah.
Bully was Eddie Haskell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy I'm thinking of, for some reason, he was in a bunch of different shows, and I can't remember his name.
He was also on the Ropers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I never watched that show.
Who?
Hold on, and I'll find his name. Jeffrey.
If you put Transparent cast members, you can find it.
It didn't come up.
Oh. That's because it's a map. Try it there. She's new with computers, so you got to understand that she doesn't know how to use them yet. First time today.
No, it's this. Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah, that's who it is.
I could picture him because he was on the Ropers and he was on Three's Company, and yeah, he was always that stuffed shirt is what I called him.
He was a good actor, and it was I loved him in Transparent. His problem was he got in trouble for doing bad things. Got to be careful. I got to be careful when I'm an actor to not do bad things. I like that show though. Anyway, that's our death thing. Okay, so you have a choice now. It's a simple choice.
I thought we had a couple more.
No, I went through them. We went through 7 of them. Yeah, I did them backwards. I went from the.
Okay, all right.
Did I miss any? Tell me if I missed one.
No,
Oh, you should pick that up. You knocked it over again.
So carry it around. I don't want to carry it around.
What was the gentleman's name you said again?
Jeffrey Tambor.
Why can't I find him on the cast?
Because he wasn't a major character. He was a minor character. I think he was on that show. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be wrong.
What?
He was on Leave It to Beaver, right?
Let me go here.
For some reason, I'm pretty sure he was on. And if he wasn't, he was on another show in that time frame.
Jeffrey who?
Just pull up there.
Filmography.
Should be in
television. There. He was on the Ropers.
Oh, maybe
as Jeffrey P. Brooks.
Okay, it looks like I wasn't right.
He was on Three's Company.
If you back it up, it starts at 77. So I guess I was wrong. Why did I think it was him?
Tambor.
Okay. Anyway. All right, time to move on.
He was on the Golden Girls. Now,
all right.
Who's the boss? No.
Okay. So I was mistaken. I do make mistakes here and there. All right. So now I'm going to give you guys.
Oh, yeah. That was actually, he was, okay, now that I pulled it up, he wasn't in, I thought he was in Three's Company, but he's not. He was in the spin-off of
The Ropers.
The Ropers came. They did, I think, one or two shows with him in the
but he
Three's
also
Company.
did it. He did 3 episodes in Three's Company, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those were the 3 episodes that they went and saw the apartment, and he sold them the apartment.
Yep.
And he also, he was actually in, what's that, Grinch, the movie.
Okay.
Grinch.
All right.
Because he played the mayor, I believe. He
yes.
was the mayor.
Yes.
I believe he was the mayor.
Hi,
of
Tina.
The Grinch.
Hi, Tina. All right. Now, here's the question. I did the past almost week in Atlanta.
Yes.
For acting stuff. Acting-related stuff. You have a choice of hearing this long story or a bunch of little stories that are not me in Atlanta.
Did you bring any hard candy back?
I have no hard candy at all. I ate it on the way back.
Happy birthday, Lakota.
I don't see a Lakota. Why? I don't see a Lakota. Who's Lakota?
Tina says, shout out to my daughter, Lakota, who will be
that's
16 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, sweet 16, Lakota. All right,
Happy birthday,
vote.
Lakota.
Vote.
Happy birthday.
Do you want...
I want the long story.
Do you want the long story? What do you want?
It would probably be more interesting to do the long story than what Ike sent you. So.
And you?
I don't really matter because it's 2 against 1.
Yeah, but you are you.
Your vote matters. It just doesn't count.
I want the long story
All
anyway,
right.
so it doesn't
And
matter.
what does what would the chat room like? Would the chat room like the long story or the little stories that are about current events? Because this is currently not a current event because it happened.
You're welcome, Tina.
So, anyway, I will wait here for you. I should have asked them first, and then ask you, but I didn't do that because there's a lag in the stream.
We do a little bit of both?
No, because I'm the show host.
Well, we'll give you guys a hint. The short stories, us 3
The
gave
short
him.
stories us 3 did. The long story is Mike's vacation.
It wasn't a vacation, let me tell you. I guarantee you.
Vacation.
Let me make sure. Let's see if my notes are even here, because if my notes aren't here, it's not going to be
says
fun.
long.
All right. My notes.
I agree with you, Ann.
Why are my notes not here?
The board has
There it is.
decided.
Okay. Well, here we go.
So now I can relax and fall asleep.
I was going to say, kick back and relax.
How's that different from any other time?
Thank you. Okay.
You have 3 parts on here. You are loud.
Yep.
You're sleeping,
Yep.
or you're going to the bathroom.
There you go.
I haven't seen you do all 3 at once, but you do them individually.
Please don't ask him to do all 3 at once.
I don't need that. Anyway, all right. So here's the deal. I was out. I went to Atlanta for an acting thing. We photo shoot.
Any detours?
And there are no
Come on, you
detours at
stole
all.
my joke.
There are no detours at all. Not like the show.
Not this trip.
But yeah. So and the bigger part of it is I drove. So that's 750 miles.
Did you drive or did
I drove. Well,
the car
we
drive?
drove. We drove.
How did the car do?
The car did great.
Good.
It really did. It did great. It did great. Especially, well, on the way down, it was really a nice drive because I had a lot of stuff on my mind, and I had time to think about a lot of stuff and try to understand where I'm going in life and all that stuff I won't bug you with and tell you about. But the drive down took me 16 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I was doing really
Did you stop?
a bunch.
Well, besides have to energize the car.
Well, that's the only time I stopped.
Okay.
Except 2 other times I had to stop. But we'll get there.
Okay.
So it took 16 hours. It should have taken. I could have gotten through it in probably about 14, maybe 15. What happened? Well, we'll take it a step at a time because I did actually put some spotlight things that I want to tell you about. I want to try to keep it as short as I can, but it's not going to be short because it was 5 days.
I want to know why Mike's head's cut off.
Because
he's sitting up
closer to the camera.
Watch, it'll really get cut off in a second here when it catches up.
2,
Yep, there it is. We cut off the whole head.
Anyway,
There it is.
so
There it is.
so here's the deal. I left at around 9:30 and headed out, and it was a kind of a nice, calm ride. I didn't get all crazy like I normally get, like, oh, move this car quicker. I kind of took my time, and
That's a first.
I'm serious. I really didn't yell at anybody. I just drove, and
You didn't have anybody to yell at.
it doesn't matter if they're in the car or not.
Oh.
Because everybody can hear me when I'm yelling. Anyway, so I went down and I took my time and I got breakfast at and it's pretty much there's a couple turns, but it's pretty much straightforward all the way down. There's a couple turns you got to make and get on another highway, but it's nice because I can set the cruise control. And the first stop was Jackson, Mount Jackson.
Mount Joy?
No, Mount Jackson, where Buster stayed.
Oh, okay.
And I thought of Buster, and he wasn't there, obviously, because he's living in Alabama now. But that was the first stop. But anyway, so...
Did you stop at the south of the border?
Well, a lot of south of the borders. It's all south of the border.
Well, there's an actual place called.
No, I did not. I did not stop any more than I had to, and because I knew how long this ride was going to be, and I knew I wasn't going to be getting in town till after midnight. I mean, I actually landed around midnight. Wow, I actually wrote that. Okay. I guess I didn't talk a lot about that. Well, okay, there is some stuff I want to talk about. Like when I got down, I think it was my third charge, I had to do 4 charges. That's because this one is not as big of as long of a charge as the newer ones. And by the way, I found out my car has been moved up to October now.
Yes!
So we're getting closer and closer. My new car. I'll be real happy. I wish I would have had it for this because I could have gotten there and probably could have gotten there in 3 charges.
Woke up Cheyenne.
So she really messed me, and yeah,
I'm sure she did.
I'm telling you, she won't let me out of her sight for the most part. So I got to, okay. It was smooth sailing. I sent you pictures, didn't I, of the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was.
I didn't get no pictures.
Yeah, I got no pictures.
They're lost in the mail.
Oh, okay.
I was driving, the car was driving at that point, and I was taking pictures of the mountain, 'cause it's so beautiful. It just is so nice, and it was calming, and it was really, like, I wasn't even speeding for the most part, because for the most part, it's 70, and in some spots, 75 mile an hour, and I was going 75 for the most part, all the way down there. Because I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to take my time, and I didn't want to feel like I was rushing, because then I'd be like really gripping the steering wheel and stuff, and I just left the car drive itself for the most part. But the nice thing is I listened to Howard Stern. I listened to, I could watch TV while I was driving and stuff like that. And what are you doing?
Showing pictures.
I thought I was trying to figure out what you were doing. So in the one spot, it was just so beautiful, the landscaping and everything, and that was one of the bad parts, because it
looked like the storm was brewing.
I'd run through 3 storms on the way down. It was crazy, but and then it would be like you'd come to the spots where there was no storm at all anywhere, and so I'm cruising down there, and the thing is, those were one lane. One way each way, so I couldn't even pass anybody. So I just thought, I'm just gonna sit back and relax, and not rush things, because but anyway, so I'm on my way down, and everything was pretty smooth. I had to go through Charlotte, Ric Flair's hometown, and I was thinking about that, but I went through a lot of towns that we had gone to wrestling events in, but beyond that, it was smooth sailing till South Carolina.
Oh.
Now, South Carolina was almost an instant traffic jam. They were doing construction, and we were at a standstill, an actual stop for half an hour.
Wow.
Then we moved a little bit. Then we were on standstill for another half hour.
Did everybody want to go to the beach?
Nobody. No, it was construction holding us up, and there was an accident where they had some guy pulled out. You could see he was. I don't know if he was alive or dead, but he was on the side of the road where they put the concrete pylons and stuff. His leg was turned in a weird way, and I don't even know if he lived. That was one problem too, that was holding traffic up, and once I got. There's no mouse in my pocket. I wasn't taking any.
You in the car.
Yeah. Once I got past that, it was smooth sailing the rest of the way. So that was the only bad spot on the way down. Was that?
I'll talk to my aunt next time.
Why?
Because she lives in South Carolina.
And she is a construction worker, or
no, she's a teacher, I believe.
Well, maybe she could teach him how to do a road then, because I was making pretty good time. I realized that I wasn't going to be. I figured I'd probably make it into town around 10 or 11, but because of that, I didn't make it.
She lives in Greensville, South Carolina.
I went through it. So, but it was nice, and the thing that's cool about this car was that I was stopping every 3 hours, and that's about the time I need to stop to go to the bathroom and to charge. So that's what I did, and like I said, I took my time, because if you go faster, it uses the juice up quicker. So I figured I'm going to go 70 to 75, and I'm not going to race it, and then I can calculate how far I'm going to go. And it was pretty close to. It was pretty close. It was pretty accurate on the screen, and because I kept it. Now the best would have been 60, but I'm not going to go 60 for that many miles, because I probably would have gained maybe 20 miles of charge, and that's not going to do me any good anyway. But anyway, then I get into town, when I get down to Atlanta, it got kind of crazy there, because it was heavy traffic even at that time. Now, here's the thing about Atlanta. I was on the phone with my sister. We were trying to figure out, it says 50 cents toll. I'm like, I don't understand. There's no toll booths. How are they going to do this? And she was checking up on the internet, like we were trying to figure out how the toll thing works, because I can't use EasyPass down there, or can I? That's what I wanted to know. Is EasyPass work, or does it not? I guess we figured out that it doesn't work, so I couldn't use my EasyPass. But then we found out that the toll was only for, does anybody know?
One Direction?
No, that band was not there.
Like New Jersey, you can pay to leave?
Nope. Anybody have any other guess? I would have never guessed this, by the way. So, do you have any guesses?
No.
Do you remember when we went to New York? One thing we could do was we could get in a special lane and go faster.
The
HOV lane.
Yeah, the 2 people or more.
Unless you had an electric car or a hybrid.
Right.
If you had a hybrid, you could go in. But that's the lane that was being charged money.
Oh.
Which, if traffic was bad, that's the lane you would love to use. Traffic was not bad enough that I would take the risk, because I knew my EasyPass wasn't going to work. I thought, well, cool, I'll just pay at the toll booth.
What toll booth?
There was no toll booths. So you had to use their Sun Pass or their Peach Pass, which I have neither of. And they frown upon you using it if you aren't going to pay, because they can't charge. They don't like ours, like they can do your license plate and charge you. They aren't doing that down there.
Oh.
So you had to have one of those.
Oh.
Which I didn't have, and I didn't know, and I couldn't figure it out. I was waiting for a toll booth.
Oh, so how'd you get through it?
There was only if you were in the HOV lane. If you weren't in the HOV lane, you just drive. It's stupid, and it was confusing for foreigners, because
Did they have it blocked off from the other lanes?
Yeah, they had it blocked off really good by a double line. Now, here's the thing that's weird about that. The double line means nothing to my autopilot. My autopilot tried to go in that lane over and over again. And I had to turn it off. I had to turn off the autopilot, because it just kept trying to get in that lane, and I didn't. And because I was talking to her, I don't know what's going on. Is there a booth? How do I pay?
How did you figure it out?
My sister finally came up after we hung up. I said, look, I got to go, because now I got to pay attention to the streets, because we're getting into a territory where I have to make left and right turns and stuff. And she sent me a text later that said, this is what it is. And it was a real pain in the butt, because it really isn't clear. And if you're from the north, where we have civilization, where we know what EasyPass is, but we can use it a different way, or we can take a shot of your license plate. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I went, and I was getting low on charge, so I found this charge station that was near my place to be. I didn't know where it was, but and it was in a new supermarket. And I went there, and it was a big, like 20 station. It was might have been a 16 station, but it was a pretty big one. And then, so I went there and I charged, and then I went to my room. By the time that was done, it was like 12:30, and I would have been there a lot sooner if it weren't for things like that. So I get there and I get to the new place. Now, this is the thing. This place was a gated community.
Yes.
And that's how it's advertised. And I think we had 7 beds. We had 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
And 6 people. Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Now, you know me. I like privacy.
I know you.
I don't want anyone in my room. I gotta have my own room. And I have been to New York City, and I've been to Vegas on these trips for these things. And I've always done it by myself.
Yes.
And it would be a never if you have asked me, are you going to room with somebody? I would say never. Okay?
Right.
Now, you got to be thinking why.
Did you room with somebody?
Yes, I did.
What?
I roomed with 5 somebodies.
Okay.
Not in the same room, probably.
Not in the same room.
Oh, okay.
5 women. Trash's angels.
Rooster in the hen house, weren't you?
Aged from 25 to 54.
Wow.
And I can tell you,
Where's the pictures
They're
of
mo-
your angels?
they're models. I will show you one. I can show you now. Oh yeah, I think I can show you now. Wait, where did I put the picture? Okay.
A rooster in a hen house, isn't he?
You stole my joke,
I know.
and you pulled the punchline too quick.
I pulled to her.
It's too quick though. All right, let's see here. I got a picture of him here somewhere. Where did I put it? Damn it, where's it at? Oh no, it's not there. It's under pictures. Should have been under pictures. Should have been. Where is it? I did put a picture on here somewhere. It's not coming up. It should be here. Why aren't you here? My pictures. I just put it on to. Oh, recent. I could put under recent. Should tell me where it is. It's not in there. I swear I put that on here. I had a picture of us.
See, so
wait. I do have a picture. I know where it's at.
I was going to say, he went down to Georgia.
Looking
for a soul to steal.
I was gonna say, didn't the devil go down?
But he was looking, for some babes, and
I found them.
They're all in his head.
I found them.
Wait a minute. I wasn't there.
No, not you. You've
been replaced.
You're a Pennsylvania babe.
Okay.
These were from all over the country. There was one from Seattle, one from Oregon, one from Ohio, one from Florida. Let's see, that's
I'd like to see the one from Ohio.
And there was one
different zip code, so it doesn't matter. That's what, right? Different zip code, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Florida has
one
to
in
be the
port in every
54-year-old, right?
One in every port, I think they.
I don't know how old she was. I can't tell you. But anyway, these are all models. And they deserve to be models. Anyway, so in fact, they called the place the Hen House, and they kept calling me Roo. So my nickname was Roo for the weekend, because I was the rooster in the hen house, and I protected my girls too. It was fun. Actually, I know this is hard to believe.
It? Third from the right, bottom row, third from the right.
No.
Oh.
But I might have put it here. There it is. Okay. This is Marcia. This is Tina. This is Megan. This is shoot.
Who's the? Wait a minute. There's 2 guys in there.
Just be patient. They were not part of the crew. These were not part of the crew. These 2 here were not part of the crew. This is Andy, and this is Maggie. So these are my angels. These here, and these were 2. This was a dinner we had after, which I'll talk about later. But anyway, those are those there are Trash's angels. So, and as you can see, who's at the head of the table? Me. But I also noticed this today. That
which one did you room with?
All of them.
Well, I'm talking about in the same room.
No.
None. I'm a gentleman. I went to their room. I'm not going to let them in my room. You kidding me? Smart Alec. Beat you to that one. Anyway.
He beat me to that one.
So anyway, most of the time I ended up with Marcia because we were the platinum VIP members, and the rest of these are not platinum. So I see Mike's angel thing up here. Yes, I am a ladies' man. But anyway,
what was the difference between the platinum and the non-platinum?
There's a difference in
Price.
Well, not just price, because when you're platinum, you get favoritism.
Okay.
For lack of a better, I'll explain that. I'm going to get to that now.
Okay.
That's going to be next. But anyway,
Wants a treat.
so I came in to the gated community, and I parked my car, and everybody was in bed by the time I got there.
Oops.
Well, we had to get up early. Marcia and I had to get up early because we were the only ones working that next day, because we were the only ones that were in the platinum program. And actually the only ones that were there that day, this is Tina, and this is Marcia and me. We were the only ones there for that day because the other ones were showing up the next day. So we get there, I get there, I knew where my room was because I got a message they asked me which room I wanted. I said, I wanted the room that was furthest away from everybody else, which was the first floor. Everybody else was on the second floor. Now, the showers were on the second floor, but I had my own bathroom. So, anyway. So they were aged 25 to 54, and I did that. First day was Marcia and I. We had pilot training. That does not mean flying, okay? What it means is, here's a pilot. It's a show called American Hustle. I think it's a real show. And we were given this script. And we were taught about scripts and how you do a table read and then the performance. And we did the table read, and we did our performance with us and with ourselves, and just kind of say, okay, we got it. Then they said, now I'm going to do a Ryan imitation, which won't mean anything to you because you don't know who Ryan is, but Ryan is the guy that I spent a lot of time with this weekend, unfortunately. I mean, I don't want to say that to sound bad, but Ryan is a personality he's an acquired taste.
Okay.
Many people think I'm an acquired taste. He's an acquired taste. I'm just a problem. And he did not like me, at least in the beginning. I don't know if he likes me or not now. Now, Ryan is... okay? Mm-hmm. Do you get that?
He's got weak limbs.
Yes. He also owns Ryan Colby Productions, which is a casting agent, or which is an entertainment agency and a modeling agency. And if I told the story when I was in New York about where I did the runway, mm-hmm. He's the guy that made me do the runway. Okay? And he has a very deep voice. And he, who he is by his voice, okay? And I'm going to try to do an imitation, but you won't know that it's wrong because you don't know him. So, my imitation. Anyway, I won't do an imitation right now, but I will in the next segment. He told us that we're going to be doing this script, and what he would do is he would tell us things that I didn't know. Like, for instance, in the beginning of a script, you always have the setting of where it is and who and what it all is going to be happening, and then you have what it talks about, like what the room looks like and all that stuff, and the actions. And he did that part. Apparently, they do that in the table read. They actually read that part out, and so everybody knows what everybody's supposed to be doing. Then I played this part of Irving Rosenfeld.
Okay.
Because of my Jewish features, I guess. The other reason is because I'm the male. And Marcia played.
I was going to say, it couldn't have been because he's male, right?
And Marcy played Edith Green. Now, I'm sorry, Greensley. And then we had another guy who showed up, and he was this other part, which was I forgot his name. Richie DeMasso, and he had a now.
A Brooklyn accent?
Yes. How did you guess?
DeMasso.
Okay. Well, anyway, he did a really good accent. Anyway, we were playing around with the script, and there were actually funny things that were about this script. First off, I had to play a tough guy, which was easy because he was like 5'6" and and all that. And I got to swear a lot in this script, and I was kind of surprised that I got to swear. I mean, not just swear, really swear. Okay, so Okay, so the first episode, the first part of the script, Richie comes into the. Do you want to read Richie's part?
What are you doing going behind my back? Telling people I'm screwing up this operation? I got you a suite at the fucking Plaza Hotel.
The shittiest fucking suite, or the shittiest suite in the Plaza Hotel.
What?
The shittiest fucking suite. Now, right there, okay? So, like, I was originally just leaning back saying, you know, the shittiest suite in the Plaza Hotel. And when he said, what? Then I got up in his face, and I was right in his face, and I had a mean look. He was terrified. I looked at his eyes, and he thought, oh, I'm made him stumble a little bit. And then, okay.
Based on what?
Oh, well, start again.
Oh.
Start again.
What,
say based on.
Based on what?
And the food was wrong. And what's this? What's this? Were you in my closet or something?
No.
That. By the way, that's Edith.
Mm-hmm.
So do your when it's Edith, and do your regular voice. And what are you dressing him like you dress me?
No. What are you thinking? This isn't all about you. You know that.
Now that you would hear that saying, you could actually hear that part, because it's always about me.
What, did you try to dress me so I would look like him?
And then I went like this. You know, he didn't look like me because he didn't. I mean, he's a skinny guy, and I'm, you know. Anyway.
No, you're not dressed like him, all right? But I do. I look like him. No, he's in like velvet. Come on.
You wanted me to teach you how to do that stuff, and you know, you fuck it up. That's on you.
What is your problem? Hey, look, I've never laid a hand on her. All right, is that what this is about?
So apparently they had an affair, and I forgot to tell you, she's my girlfriend.
Oh.
And she apparently had something with him, because what she's about to say.
Well, technically, that's not true. With a British accent?
That didn't sound like a British accent. That sounded like some kind of Asian accent. Yeah. Well, she couldn't do the British accent either. She had to listen to it right before, and she was never able to do it right. But she said, "Well, technically."
I can't do that and keep my voice high.
No, it was funny because she couldn't do it either. So don't feel bad about that.
Look, we never had sex, okay? What I do, I put my hand like this.
And then he touched me, and I said, don't ever touch me. What did I say? I said, don't you fucking touch me. And I said it really mean and stuff. That bothers me.
Oh, it does?
Yes, it does.
That bothers you?
Yes.
You know, a lot of shit bothers me too, but I was trying to help you. If I wanted to bother you, if I really wanted to fucking bother you, this is what I do.
And then he went like this and messed my hair up. And I said, oh, you shouldn't have done that.
How's that? You bothered now? All right, don't make a thing of it. You shouldn't touch him. He doesn't like that.
Did she say she doesn't like that, or it bothers him or something like that?
You shouldn't touch him. He doesn't like that.
She didn't. She screwed that line up every time. She said, you shouldn't do that. It bothers him. Because actually that was funnier to do it that way. It bothers him.
Oh my God. Fix his hair. Don't make a thing of it. It takes some time, okay?
And she's like doing the thing, fixing my hair and stuff.
Big fucking deal. We got to get in the other room. Come on, the mayor's in there. Yes, I know that. Should we go to the beauty parlor? Is that what we
gotta say it sarcastically, though. Oh, should we go to the beauty parlor?
Is that what we should do?
And I said, how's my hair? Or how's it look?
You look fine.
Okay, so that's how it was supposed to go, okay? That's how it was supposed to go. It didn't always go that way. Like, every time he went to say mayor, he would say, the Queen's in there. Like, what? Where'd the Queen come from? And then one time when she was fixing my hair, she's facing me, he's behind her, looking at us. So she's facing me, and I go, and she's like, "What'd you do?" I made him break character. That's what I did.
Only you.
So every time one time he was doing it, and he said he did do it right. He goes, "The mayor's in there," and I said, "And so is the queen." I always tried to make him break character. It was so funny because I was like such a jerk about it. But and every time I'd say that, he'd do it wrong the next time. He'd say queen instead of the mayor.
Damn you, Mike Trash.
You got to do what you got to do, you know. So that was that. So we then we did. Then the guy goes down. He comes down and hears us, and he goes, "All right, now we're gonna have a bunch of people upstairs later on, and
with a British accent.
You're gonna that's my gay accent.
Oh.
And I'd like you to perform it for them." I'm like, "Oh shoot! Now we got to perform it in front of people." And then they made us do a monologue, and they videotaped us doing the monologue. That was fun. I did it the first time, close to perfect. And then he said, "Now do it again." I'm like, "Oh." And I did it, and I screwed it up. And then I tried to do it again, and I screwed it up. He kept the first take, but I don't know, I just couldn't do it. The second and third time, I couldn't do it the same. I mean, I did it, but I did it differently. So then we did it. We went upstairs and did that. And there were a bunch of people that nobody knew it was coming, and we were like, we did all right with it. But I really wanted to add at the end. And then I said, we could do it again. Or they said, we'll have you do it again. And I said, can we do the alternative end? I said, no, I opened my big mouth. After that, I said, you should have seen the alternative ending. And Ryan was like, what alternative ending do you have there? I said, I can't tell you. Because I don't think he would have agreed with us. He goes, well, we'll do it again later, and you can do the alternative ending. We didn't have to do it later, because, whatever. They didn't end up having us do it again, but it was fun. And then, let's see, after that, we had speakers, and I got to meet a really cool guy that his name is J.J. Villar. He did Circus Soleil as on the Michael Jackson Circus Soleil part, and he has a really interesting story because he's from Bolivia or something like that, and came to the U.S. and tried to make his way, and he made it into this circus.
In the chat room.
I didn't know she was there. It's good I spoke good on her. I hope she wasn't there for the whole thing, though. Because were you there for the whole thing? Were you there for the beginning of the where I said you couldn't do the accent? Because if you weren't, I said you did the accent perfectly. So if it was any
Pinocchio.
Anyway,
you better.
Did I mention she's my work wife? Yeah, see. It was funny because we were driving back from the thing, and she was like, I don't remember what she was babbling about. Yes, I said babbling, and I said something about I don't know what I said, but she ended up saying shut up. She said shut up a lot that weekend, so I felt like she was a wife. But anyway, so anyway, on the way back, we went to charge at the charging station. I think this is the day that happened. We went to the one I went to the day before, and the reason I had to go back is because I only really charged because we were only six or 7 miles from our place, and we ended up taking Luis home, and that took the charge away that I had for the week because I wasn't really planning on. Like I said, I was clearly only planning on 6 miles away, and so we went back and we had to charge, and she was with me, so she had to charge too because it was her idea to take him home. And I said, okay.
She wanted a longer ride in the Tesla.
Well, She got to ride in the Tesla a lot. Typical man, tune the women out. Yes,
Yep,
that's what it
yep.
was. It was pretty much like that.
Yep, Marcia, he's always been that way.
So we went back, and we went to the charge station I went to before, and we drive into the parking lot, and I said, geez, it's awfully dark in here. We went back to the charging station, and the lights were out. There were no charging station lights at all. And I realized, I looked around, and there was no lights anywhere.
Power was out.
The grid was out.
Oh boy.
There was nothing on anywhere in that area.
Oh.
So, okay, I'm going to tell the story. I wasn't going to tell it, but because you're here, I'm going to tell this. I want you to know that I'm telling it for you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm embarrassing myself, not her.
Oh, this is going to be good then.
Well, you see, I had to go to the bathroom really bad. And there was no grid, there was no anything. There was no cameras on, there was nothing. I mean, it was pitch black. So I drove back behind, I think it was Target or something. And I said, I'm sorry, Marcia.
Tell it, because if you don't, I will.
That's the real reason. I said, I'm sorry, Marcia, I got to do this. And she said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And so I got out of the car and took care of business.
Like you haven't done that before.
Now, yeah, but no, not in a place like that. That had cameras everywhere. Anyway, so after I did that, we looked to see where the next charging station was. Well, unfortunately, it was in Atlanta. Of all the places, it was in Atlanta, so I had to drive down that. Really, what are we laughing at?
Never mind, I have to pee like a racehorse myself.
She is a freaking camel. I don't care. She's a camel. She can go forever. I swear she can. I had to pee like 3 times when she had to not pee at all. I don't. But you didn't come here to hear pee stories. So we went to the next charge station, which was in Atlanta, and we were going down there. And I said, as long as it's not a parking garage, it should be okay.
Oh no! It was a parking garage.
Oh no!
And wouldn't you know, it was a parking garage, and apparently there was a ball game or something going on, so it was really crowded, and there were a lot of people, and we cruised down there.
The Braves were taking. Okay.
I don't have any idea who was doing what or what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was baseball or something, but hacky sack, something like that. But we get there, and so I said, it's a parking garage. So. Now, this was actually a pretty cool parking garage, though, because they didn't charge you unless you were there for more than 2 hours.
Oh,
so that was cool, because we were only there, I don't know, half an hour or maybe 45 minutes. So I went in there, and I thought, I'm not going to charge to go full charge again, because what is the chances I'm going to need to do this again? Keep a hold of that thought. So we charged, and while we were charging, I said, do you want to listen to my music? She said, yes. So I played some of my songs for her, and we talked and stuff, and talked about how well our marriage was going. And anyway.
Like conversation?
I tuned her out, so I don't even know what we were talking about.
Typical you.
Yeah. Anyway, so, okay, where were we? Oh, we were at the, okay, so when we
got pretty dang good.
So we charged and we started going down the road and everything seemed good. And I said, as we were getting close to our place, I said, I'm hungry.
Oh no.
She said, yeah, I could eat. So we're looking for places. Now it's around midnight or something. So there aren't a lot of places. And I'll get to the other part.
I'll just say I'm in the middle of a divorce.
Yeah.
Aww.
Because of me. No, not because of me. Anyway, so we're going down the street and we're seeing all these places are closed because it's really late. And there's a place called Checkers down there.
Yes, I've heard of that.
I've never eaten at a Checkers and I didn't know what they had, but it's the only place. We didn't have a lot of choices. So we get in line and we're waiting. And they
were closed.
And the one car then just drives straight through. He was in line and he just drove straight through. I thought that was really odd. So then the next car gets up. And then the next car gets up. And then we get up, and I thought, all right. And I was looking at the menu. I was thinking, okay, I could get chicken strips, or I could get fries, or I could get this burger, this really nice-looking burger.
They get up there and they've
We
just
get up,
closed.
and as we get up there, as we get up to the board to order, she goes, I was getting ready to order my order, and she says, we have two fish sandwiches left, and that's it.
Oh.
We had no choice. 2 fish sandwiches, and that's 2 fish sandwiches. We got 2 fish fillets left. I'm sorry, fish fillets left. Do you want them or not? That's exactly what they said. Do you want them or not?
That was,
And I looked at Marcia and I said, I don't care. I'm going to get them because I'm hungry. And I said, would you like one? And we pulled up and we got them. And she did say thank you, by the way, but she was very rude about it through the speaker. I think she was probably saying, good, they bought it, now I can go home. So we get our food and we drive down and we get our place. And now, here's the thing about where we lived. I did tell you it was a gated community, and it truly is a gated community.
The gate's closed.
Oh, we have the passcodes to get in the gate. One of our roommates apparently talked to the place next door, which was a firehouse.
Oh, no.
No, that's no problem.
Did they have fire trucks?
Shut up.
They do have fire trucks, yes. They had several fire trucks. But what they told us is that apart from our gated community, the place outside the gate is the worst area in the town.
Oh.
The absolute, it's where you don't want to be in Atlanta, is that place. That's why it's gated. We're like in a castle by itself, except our moat was a gate.
She's yelling at you, do you want them or not?
Yeah. Gated community of 2 buildings of duplexes. By the way, that's what I missed.
4 units.
There were 2 buildings of 2, so it was 4 apartments.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing inside our gated community. And there was very little room to park, and you were not allowed to park in somebody else's area. We didn't have a parking area per se, we just had a driveway, but everybody else had parking areas off to the side. So we got that, but the actual places were really, really nice. The inside, it was immaculate. I mean, it was really nice. We all had decent bedrooms. TVs didn't work in 2 of the rooms, but it was actually a nice, spacious living room area, a nice kitchen area, a nice dining area, and all that stuff. Showers, 2 showers. The one shower was backwards as far as the hot and the cold.
Like mine.
Yeah, like yours. It was exactly. They actually designed it based on yours.
I thought so.
All right. So that was Thursday. Friday we go. Let's see here. Yeah, Friday we end up going to this is before the shoot. The shoot was Saturday and Sunday. So Friday we go to the place, and we had to be there. We had to be there at. Well, she and I had to be there. No, that was Saturday. No, Friday we had to be there at 9, I believe. Was it 9, Marcel? I think it was 9. And so we go to the thing, and we get there when we're supposed to be there. And this was a meet and greet and a lot of speakers. And it was actually really interesting, but it was very hot. I mean, that building was so hot, but so was outside.
Oh.
And very humid. Much more humid than I've ever been in. And all weekend it was like that. It was, you could
9 a.m. check-in, 10 a.m. training.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I couldn't remember. But we go in there and we have to sit in this big long room, and it's a studio that we're going to be taking the pictures in. And while we're there, they bring out these speakers. They had a lot of really cool speakers. There was 2 panels of women.
Okay.
It was kind of cool because usually we get stuck with a lot of these men that you hear the same old stories, but actually a lot of these women were interesting. And they tell their stories and stuff, and a lot of these people are part of the Bill Walsh crew, which he works with Tony Robbins, but he has his own group of people apparently. And they talked about how they got to where they are, and they gave a lot of really good advice, and usually it's motivational speaking. It's really, I like motivational speaking as long as they're not trying to profit off of it. But
right.
We'll maybe talk about that later. So we were So we sat there, and this one guy, J.J. Villar, who I was talking about, was there, and he was one of the speakers. Now, first off, you know that you can't wear green in here, right?
Right.
Okay. The wall that we were on was the speakers were on were white.
Uh-oh.
No, that's okay. You can. I could change this to white and then key out. You couldn't wear white then.
Right.
JJ, I gotta cough a second. JJ was wearing all white.
Oh no.
Now, if we keyed him out, if we keyed out the white, we would see a head and arms moving around and no JJ. But I was thinking that in my head, okay? I was the only one probably thinking of that in the whole room, but I was sitting there thinking, she put something. Soundstage, no air conditioning, because you can't edit out the sound of air conditioning from the audio tracks. They did try to accommodate with large fans. Instead, the thing is, you had large fans, but they were blowing hot air on us. So that didn't help a whole lot. It didn't make a dent in the size of the room, and it was a really big room. Now, one side was white and one side was green, so you could have two different photo shoots going on. And it was a fairly sizable room. And then they had dressing rooms, and they had bathrooms, and they had a kitchen and all this kind of stuff, which I'll talk about. But it was really cool because it was in a sound stage. It was a real sound stage. They use that for real TV shows. And so now the problem is they have this big room, and it's hot, humid, and you can't hear anybody because it's echoey.
Oh.
And they give them a microphone, and nobody knows how to use. Everyone holds their microphone like 6 feet from their face, so that they can talk all they want. You're not going to hear them. And then the microphone wasn't working in the beginning, so then they would talk, and nobody could hear them. And so they say, "Is there questions?" I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you say?
We don't know. We're stuck here thinking about. The question I have is, why can't we hear you? Anyway, they did their thing, and. I mean, the stuff that I heard was really, really interesting, especially because they were mostly all women. There was one guy in that group of women, but that's because his wife was one of the women that was on the chart. And I found their stories really interesting. And
it goes hotter than beep.
Yeah, it was
and
really
humidity.
It was unbelievable. I mean, I was sweating so bad. It was like I jumped into a pool or something. And it was like that all weekend. So I went, after that was done, we got a meet and greet with the people. And one of the people that were there was from Paramount. And so I got a chance to talk to him one-on three. There were two other people. Now, before that, okay, let me see if I'm doing this in the right order. There were two girls that were there that were brand new. And the one girl's been asking me to mentor her, and I've been helping her and answering her questions. She constantly is asking me questions. I don't mind that. I don't have a problem helping anybody. Before we went in, she had some questions. She said, "So how do I approach him?" I said, "Well, I don't know. What do you got? Do you have pictures?" She said, "No, I didn't have I've only been with the company for a month." I said, "So you don't have pictures to show him, right?" "Okay." "Do you have a resume?" "No." "Okay, so you don't have a resume or pictures."
Uh-oh.
"Okay, my best advice is this. Go in there and ask general questions. Because you're not going to be able to do anything. You don't have pictures, you don't have a resume. You can't go any further. You're stuck." And so her and the other girl, they were both there. They were both wanting to know. So we go in the room, and the first thing they do is they approach him like they want a job with him. And they said, "Well, do you have any pictures? Do you have a resume?" "No." And they blasted him. I was nice about it. And of course Ryan was in that room, and Ryan went, you don't do that around Ryan. Ryan just went right into him and said, "Well, really, you don't have anything, you don't have anything to offer him right now." And I wish I had a better Ryan voice, but so they were kind of like semi-humiliated because what I said was right, and they shouldn't have done it that way. They should have just done general questions. Let's see, what'd we do? Oh, was that when we went out to dinner? No, that was the next day. Wait, let me think here. Just trying to remember when we went out to dinner.
Did you get to that restaurant that you wanted to go to?
That's right. No, I did not, but I'll get to that. We went to a really, really nice restaurant. I think it was called the Ocean Air or something like that.
Okay.
And you know where it was?
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Of course it was in Atlanta. So, of course, the electric that I had saved for the next couple days, I used up in Atlanta because we went to Atlanta. Now, I'm not complaining about it, but I wish I would have been smart enough to just actually think about this and charge the car all the way up, that I wouldn't have had to charge over and over again. But we went to Atlanta, of all places, and we couldn't find a place. We did find a place, and then we were following Bill Walsh, which is the main guy there that has the main speaker.
Right.
And he took the one space on the outside that you could get to. The guy that makes billions of dollars took the one free space that was there, and we couldn't find a parking garage. Well, we found a parking garage down an alley that really looked seedy, and we found a parking lot, and I thought, I'll just park here. Guy comes up. That would be $20.
Ouch!
$20 to park. I said, fuck! I was not ready for that. I was like thinking, oh, $10. He's going to rut me off for $10. I'm thinking, $20? Now, I mean, I'm not hurting for money or anything, but
if
that kind of put a dent in me.
Car, it might have been 10, but a Tesla, he's like, oh, I'll just get that.
Well, that could be. I don't know. Anyway, so we had to walk up a hill and around the corner. Well, we went the wrong way. So we had to go up the hill. We turned left. We went up that hill. We turned right. And it was all the way on the other side. If we had gone the other way, we would have been there quicker. But anyway, I found, and oh, by the way, if we had gone up the hill, there was another parking garage right there. We could have parked there. And I thought, well, that would have been a lot easier because I wouldn't have to walk up. Because I'm tired by now and exhausted and heat exhausted. Anyway, so we get there, and this place was really expensive. The average meal was probably $75.
Wow.
Yeah. The lot was $30, so it was fine. Yeah, it was fine because it was my $20. That lot. Yeah, the closer lot was $30. That's what I was getting to. If we had seen that, I probably would have taken that because I would have saved me from walking up there. Because I'm lazier than I am poor. So we get there and like we see the other lot. So we come up the hill to the thing, and the other lot is literally right there. And we go left past the lot and up the parking lot and over, and we had to cross that parking lot again to get to our restaurant. If we had just gone straight up the hill, we would have been closer. But anyway, we get into place, and it's really, really nice, and it's really, really expensive. And the guy had 29 people at this dinner.
Where the picture was taken?
No.
Okay.
I'll get to that. Okay. You keep trying to rush it.
No, I'm just asking because you said you were going to eat, and that's...
To eat.
Yeah,
We did meet. We did meet a lot of the speakers and stuff. It was really cool because we were specially pulled out as, that's per plate, not meal. Okay. Wow. So we got there, and a lot of the speakers were there with him. He invited us specifically to be at this. So, and a few other, there were only a handful of us, people that were, what are we reading?
But when we went back to the car...
We're not there yet. I'll be there.
She's jumping the gun
Hey,
now.
Stop jumping the gun. I'll get to that. I do keep that up there because I need that information, like she wrote, because I didn't have it written like that. Anyway, so we go into place. We have the meal. It was really good food, and like I said, it was very expensive stuff. And
caviar and all that.
And there was some football player, I don't know who it was, that came in there that Bill Walsh knew and he was talking to and stuff, but I got to sit there.
Shut up!
Hey, if I shut up, it's going to be a really awful show.
The boring part with the ads that we got you, stories that we got you.
This is more interesting.
So we have our food, and we all, and my wife, my work wife, was sitting next to me, so I couldn't say anything out of line, or she probably would have hit me.
Told you to shut up.
Yeah, she would have told me to shut up. But I met a nice accountant there, and it's actually Marcia's accountant. He was one of the speakers, and I'm going to be doing business with him. I think I'm calling him tomorrow for stuff, but I'm going to possibly set up a sub company.
I would have enjoyed that, Marcia. The sea bass. Yeah, because I'm a seafood man. Yeah.
Every time you see food, you eat it.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, I know all about that.
There you go.
I unfortunately know all about that.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we get there, we have our food. I actually did something I don't like to do, but I did. I mingled. I talked to a couple people. I'm trying to be better about this.
Wow.
I'm not a mingler.
Oh, I'm just making sure. You were
Football player was from Dallas Cowboys. Okay, there was a Dallas Cowboys.
Tight end.
I believe he was.
Defensive tackle. Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of.
I should know that. I'm a Dallas Cowboy.
Well, I don't know his name. I wish I could tell you. I don't know his name, but it was.
Well, the thing of it is, they leave and go like every other year. So it's like
It was fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, we saw him, and I don't know who he was, but we saw him.
I would have been amazed and got an autograph and all that.
I talked to a couple people, and I talked to the accountant for a while, and then I talked to the one I talked to her before, Marjo. Who's a really, really awesome woman. I don't know if I told you about the woman that stood on top of the telephone pole.
Nope.
Oh. It's crazy, but we can talk about that another time. But anyway, I talked to a couple people and tried to. The one girl I was talking to was Jessica Roberts, which was one of the female speakers. She has two. She's relatively young. She owns 2 businesses. She's selling those businesses and starting a business that deals with women's trauma.
Oh.
And I thought that was kind of cool because I'm familiar with that kind of stuff, and it just was interesting hearing her talk about her story. And when I talked to Bill Walsh one-on-one and was talking to him about his story, because you had to start somewhere. How did you get started and all that? And he said he'd come on our show if we wanted to have him on.
Nice.
So that's kind of interesting. So I may end up taking him up on. Yeah. Well, I mean, through Zoom or something. Well, he's a busy guy. I
understand.
I don't see him coming to Harrisburg anytime soon. But all right. So anyway, I would tell you that bill was probably $3,500.
Wow.
At least, because I'm thinking my meal was probably $75 plus my soup was probably another 10 or 11 or whatever. I mean, that's just me, and I ordered the cheap things. I mean, there was the one. How much do you think 2 crab cakes were? Just 2 crab cakes.
$100.
I would say probably 75.
125.
You got it. Right on the nose.
Really?
For 2 crab cakes. There's a lot of...
I win! I finally win something!
Win. They did have good food, though. I mean, it was really pricey. But, I mean, that's not my scene. I mean, that's not anybody that I know's scene, but... and of course I paid the whole thing because I wanted to look good. No, I didn't pay any of it. I paid the $20 to park my car.
Oh, you mean you used the rubber one that goes...
No, I had cash. It was my last $20 bill in that serial number. So, it was freshly printed though. Anyway, so...
I had a few of those on Friday night.
Yeah. So, let me think here. After that...
It was about the parking lot.
Believe... Oh, yeah. The parking lot that was in the middle was $30. So we saved $10 by walking up the street. And the place was looking... All the place around there, I wouldn't want to be there at night because there were seedy people out in the streets. A really nice restaurant, and there were a lot of seedy people around the restaurant. Kind of weird, but...
those are those shady people.
It was really weird. Okay, make sure I'm looking to see if she had anything I didn't cover.
Let's see where. Watching The Bounty Hunter.
Let's see, where did she?
Okay, I like The Bounty Hunter.
Just double check to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I'll hear about it if I do. All right, Yeah, because the nightclubs in the area were starting to pick up. Yeah, there were a lot of nightclubs in the area, and their nightclubs are like really small compared to the ones around here. But that's a city too. And all right, so from there, where do we go next? The meet and greet. Bill Walsh. He does the Millionaire Mindset seminars. I was offered a chance to go. Okay, 29th. Okay, that was that. Okay, so the next day, we ended up taking the guy home again. Did we? I think. Did we end up taking the guy home? I'm trying to remember now. Was he there? I'm trying to think if he was there. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, so we ended up taking him home again. I got real familiar with his house where he was staying. But we took him home, and I'm trying to remember if I charged that night or not. That might be the night. No, that wasn't the night because we ate that night. I'm trying to remember if it was any weird things. I think we went back. Yeah, I think we went straight back then. The next day was the first. Okay, so we had to go. All right, so that's where prop number 2 comes in. Marcia and I were lucky enough that we had to get up at 8. We had to. Oh, yeah, this is a Marcia story. I got to make sure I tell this one correct. Yes, because Luis would have to go pay big bucks to. Well, he should have paid me big bucks to take him back because he got to ride in a Tesla. Anyway, so we the next day, Marcia and I were supposed to be at the place at 8:15.
Oh, that's early for you.
Yeah. So I said, I'm taking a shower tonight. I want to make sure that I'm up and ready. And plus I don't want to fight 5 girls for the bathroom. Well, it would only be Marcia for the. Well, there was 2 bathrooms then. Anyway, so I had. So I took my shower, went to sleep. Well, kind of went to sleep. I didn't sleep much down there because I don't sleep well in an area that I don't know, and in a bed that I don't know, I should say. The bed was really special. It was really soft, and actually